Welp, here we are on YouTube talking to Trekkies, which is kind of a new thing on our channel. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Nathan and I are not officially Trekkies, but I think we kind of explained it in our first video of Strange New Worlds, where we have certainly seen many hours, hundreds of hours of Star Trek movies. I've played some video games, or I've even read a couple books. I read the Shatner books, where he continued the adventures of Captain Kirk. I forget what they're called now, but he wrote a few there. I read a few of those, and so I definitely have loved Star Trek for decades.
Yeah.
As we found out in the comments, which we're going to respond to a few of them, we don't recall as much as we thought we did.
I'm very impressed with both the collegiality of the comments, the how nice people have been in the comments, and really just helping us out, because I mean, we're two know-nothing nobodies that really haven't spent a ton of time digging through and nerding out on Star Trek. I did want to mention, though, I am rewatching the Next Generation series. Yeah. In fact, if people ever want to watch me react to that stuff, it's up on our Patreon. So
that's a Patreon exclusive. Those will not be edited or released on YouTube. That's basically if you want to have a watching party with Nathan as he watches Next Generation. Now, Nathan, are you going to put those on Discord as well? You watch them live on Discord so people can join that live?
I might start doing that.
I think you should.
Yeah.
So let's plug our Discord as well. So if you want to join our Discord, look at the description in this video. Our Discord community is really growing. I think we're nearing 500 people. And one of the advantages of Discord is if we're live, you get to watch these videos live before they even hit YouTube and before they even go on Patreon. And you just watch it live. So Patreon is for if you miss. Basically, Patreon's set up if you missed the live Discord. If that makes sense. So join our Discord, catch us live. But if you want the unedited ad-free, join our Patreon.
Resistance is futile.
Going through the comments, we've noticed that there's various categories that these comments kind of fit into, and we want to address each one of them. Set this part up here, Ryan.
So there's three general categories. I don't think they really have titles, Nathan, but there's basically the category of information. People are giving us very good information, background stories, or whatever it is with the characters, questions that we've asked. So particularly, people are answering our questions in the comments. And the great thing about this series that we're doing is that we're not going to get any spoilers in the sense, we're watching it as the episodes come out. So we're not going to be spoiled, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. So people are giving us a lot of great information, lore, and all that great stuff. And a lot of them kind of mirror each other. So we've selected a few comments that have answered our questions regarding the show to help us better understand this show in particular as we go forward. Mm-hmm. The second one is just interesting facts, things that we find fascinating, things that are just really not answers to our questions per se, but people just give us some interesting facts. And lastly, this is the one that we call fire photon torpedoes. These comments are designed to hurt us, to cause us injury, to debilitate us. But we'll continue. Our force fields are up, but we will respond to a couple of those. So if you have a negative comment and you want to be featured on the next segment of this, by all means, fire photon torpedoes. Let's start with the answers to our questions.
You wanted to show us that we were inadequate. You wanted me to say, I need you. I need you.
This is from Douglas Hamner. Thank you, Douglas, for writing into us. He says, referring to the ship that Pike is on. He says, this is the original Constitution class USS Enterprise, NCC-1701. It is probably going to get a minor refit in a few years for Kirk. Okay. This is really important. So a lot of people, I want to say thank you to everyone that answered this question. We got about 20 different answers regarding, where does Kirk and the Enterprise fit and all that stuff, the refits and all that things. But I think Douglas really said it succinctly and very clearly, very quickly. So I'm going to read his. But thank you everyone for your information. He goes on to say that this show is set 7 years before Kirk's 5-year mission.
Oh, it's 7 years before.
You're right.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So the Enterprise was built in 2245, and thank you for not using star dates. So the Enterprise was built in 2245. Pike took command in 2254, so 9 years after it was built.
Okay. He
had 2 5-year missions between 2254 and 2265. Kirk takes command in 2265. Now, Nathan, this show is set in 2259, right in between the 2 5-year missions for Pike. So he's already done his 1 5-year mission. This is the second 5-year mission. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So thank you so much, Douglas. It totally explains it. So basically, we're seeing he's on 2 5-year missions. This is Captain Pike's in between the 2 5-year missions, and Captain Kirk takes after a little bit of a refit of the Enterprise, takes command of the Enterprise right after Captain Pike in 2265. He also goes on to say that Robert April, the Admiral in this episode, I believe he was the black actor that came off the shuttle with his horseback riding. That's actually Admiral April. So he was the first captain of the Enterprise.
Oh, no way. Okay.
That captain met him in the snow. Yeah. So he also helped design the ship. There you go.
Oh, wow.
So that could have also fallen under fascinating. That little last part there. So that wasn't an answer to one of our questions, but that's a fascinating little piece of tidbit. So there you go. That is where this show fits into the timeline.
Okay, our next comment is by Cheapskate Coins. And it says, Khan was 300 years old by the time Kirk and crew found the Botany Bay in the original series. So that crew member would have to be his great granddaughter, cousin, whatever. And Rebecca's last name is pronounced Romaine. Oh yeah. No, I heard that one a lot. Rebecca.
Yeah, we got that correct. I had a feeling when you were saying the last name, Nathan, in our recording, when you were saying that last name, I was like, oh, maybe Nathan's saying it right and I've been saying it wrong. I thought it was Romaine. I never corrected you because I didn't think it was, well, not that it wasn't important, but I was like, oh, maybe I've been saying it wrong, but there you go. Thank you to.
And then, well, there's one other bit here. It says one other minor change they said was Pike said punch it in old lore. And this is what he's saying, hit it. That's kind of
nice.
Still a throwback.
What do you mean by old lore, though? Old lore. Was that original series or the?
Don't know. I don't know what old lore. It's a good question. We'll probably get a comment on this video that goes in the next video. Yeah.
Yeah. The response to the response to the response.
Yeah.
And we should say that we're going to do this after every episode, just once per episode. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Cheapskate Coins. That was good to know. Rebecca Romaine, and to everyone else that corrected us on that as well. And Khan. Now we know that Khan is alive during the time of Kirk. So I think he was like frozen cryogenically is my understanding. That's why he was alive.
Oh, okay.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments. But that would explain, why he's so old. And this is just like, it could be a progeny. We don't know how that character falls into. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Okay. All right, you got the next one.
Yes, this is from Keep TV. They gave us a bunch of comments, which were great. They were all very informative, all very good. But their last comment was one word comment. The Kirk. Now, this is the question we had. Who is that Kirk at the end, right? Mm-hmm. The Kirk at the end of the episode is Sam Kirk, which is James T. Kirk's brother. The horrible mustache is actually a reference to Samuel Kirk in the original Star Trek, whom is unfortunately dead in his first and only appearance on screen. And he's actually played by William Shatner, who's wearing a fake mustache in order to tell the difference between Sam Kirk and Captain Kirk on that television show. That's hilarious. I love that one. I actually commented to Keep TV and said, this is equally fascinating as it is funny. That they couldn't even get another actor. Why would it have to? Why is the brother a twin brother with a mustache?
Yeah.
Could they just get somebody else to play Kirk's dead brother? Anyways. So there you go. It's his brother. Good to know.
Yeah, well, that is good to know. Our next comment is by someone named Rude Karos. Okay, Raud Karos, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Basically, when Discovery opened the wormhole to the future, the planet was close enough and advanced enough to gather data from it, and they managed to create a bit of warp tech. However, since they're in a civil war, they first created a weapon, warp bomb. The Federation can track warp tech when they find one. They go to the planet, explain who they are, and ask them to join. Unfortunately, this planet didn't discover warp tech on their own. They stumbled upon it, the Fed using it. It's a bit like discovering fire and using it as a weapon instead of basic heating. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think I got the gist of that. The bit about the wormhole part, from what little I've gathered, Discovery, there's actually like a whole series about how they get to this wormhole, and like it's quite in depth, and I know nothing about what happens there. I was watching a few quick trailers to try and catch up so I understand what happens in Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I've got a little bit more background on that now. I would not say I know enough to answer that question, but
and I think we made the wrongful statement by saying that there was some sort of explosion of information of warp technologies out the universe.
Oh,
and
okay.
So it wasn't that. It was, yes, this planet saw that warp technology because of the time jump.
No.
And that's how they were able to grab it, because they were the nearest to the event. So it wasn't like a mass explosion of information out to the universe. It was just this one planet. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what they're saying. It was just this planet that got
Just
the
correcting
information.
us there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and people also explained the Prime Directive, same idea. That you don't show yourself unless you have warp technology and what have you. And lastly, I didn't take a comment for this, but a couple of people did answer the question, and they did agree that it was weird. That's why we were confused that when the crew got captured, they were driving a Star-class ship or something, or whatever you call it. It's an Enterprise-like ship. It was pretty big. There was only 3 people on that ship.
Yeah.
Because remember we said, where's all the crew?
Yeah.
Like, it did seem odd to me, because I've watched Star Trek for many years. I've never seen a skeleton crew that sort of, like 3 people get to fly the thing.
Yeah.
So,
it is a little odd.
It is a little bit odd, but that's why the ship was empty. There's only a few people on the ship. They all went down the planet, got captured. Okay, so that explains that. So thank you for those who explained that to us. Yeah, the next segment is our fascinating segment.
Fascinating.
Okay, this is from Stephen Oldroyd. Thank you, Stephen. He said, interesting show, guys. But if you'll take a small suggestion, you need a hardcore Trek geek that you can ask stuff of instead of Googling or looking up. Not a third person as such, I guess, like a third co-host, but just a button you can press to get a Trek purist explanation rather than waiting for the commenters to pontificate on a subject. Only a Star Trek nerd would use the word pontificate.
Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Thank you, Stephen. That's a good idea. And he explained that he actually wasn't, I don't think I took it poorly, but I was a little confused about what he meant by that. But he's just, I will say, Stephen, the reason, I know you're saying basically, hey, Star Trek nerd, what do you know? But that's what our Discord's for. So again, I want to let people know. So that's why I brought this up. Stephen, I agree with you totally. We encourage those Star Trek geeks, nerds, whatever you want to call them, we love them, to come to our Discord. And that's actually where you answer our questions live. And we're doing the show The Expanse. We've got a good audience for The Expanse. That's what they do for us. They actually answer questions. Hey, Expanse fans, let us know, was that character introduced before? And people will give us non-spoiler answers. It's fantastic. So we encourage you guys to do that as well. So the best way to accommodate that, Stephen, is come join our Discord. You'll be that Star Trek nerd. Hey, we love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. I was thinking the same thing when I read that comment. I was like, we need you in Discord, because that's better than a button.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, this next comment comes from Chris Bernard. It says, fun fact for our Alberta host, I met and became friends with Captain Pike, Anson Mount. I'm assuming that's the actor. When he was filming Hell on Wheels. That's where I've seen him.
Yes, I know.
That's where I've seen him.
I did the same thing. That's where he's from. Yeah.
Yeah. When he's filming it in Alberta, and he's married to a wonderful Alberta girl and another friend, Dara Trang. Ah,
yeah, that's fascinating.
That is fascinating. Thanks, Chris. That is, now that I can see, I didn't piece that together, and I should have when we saw him with his beard and his hair and everything. I should have been like, where have I seen him before? But that is him. Wow, that is.
Yeah, because I know that character has a beard on Hell on Wheels, and it's a show. I love westerns, and it's a show that I've been meaning to watch. It's been in my queue for 10 years, wherever it came out. You know what I mean? It's one of those shows where it's like it's already come and gone. It was 5 seasons on AMC. I know I'm still going to watch. Now I'm really going to watch it because I thought Anson Mount did a great job as Pike. He's got great charisma. I can only imagine he probably does a western well too. And I guess, is he Canadian? I guess.
I love him in that show. He's like,
oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing.
Oh, is it good?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Oh, there you go. I love westerns, so
you're gonna love it. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Nathan. There you go. You didn't even know it was him because he had no beard, I guess, and you didn't recognize him?
Well, he had the beard, but I was kind of like, I know I've seen him, but I just can't remember. Now that this was pieced together, I'm like, yep, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. There you go. I had no idea you watched the show. That was perfectly. You read that comment.
Yeah.
This is from Nick Rhymes. He says, they definitely used the Bolson call at some point during the Next Generation, but they may have dropped it early on. Because I can't remember exactly, but I do remember them using it at least once. They may have, Nick. I like Nathan, I've just started rewatching The Next Generation. I'm actually almost done season 2, so I'm fairly new into the series again. And I just don't recall it ever being used on the show. So if they did use it, it must have been the first season.
I'll pay attention.
Yeah, actually, you're on a rewatch right now, so why don't you pay attention? And let me know. But this is my daughter, Madison, saying hi. Hi, Madison.
Hey, Madison. You're beautiful, Madison.
Nathan says you're beautiful. Oh, she's disappearing. Oh. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. There's my daughter. Yeah. Okay. Daddy's doing a real recording.
I don't have time for this.
Okay, so we're into our next segment here. Fire photon torpedoes.
Lock it alone!
Fire. Fire.
Fire!
Maybe I just want to look at this particular comment because it's a little confusing. And you know, correct us if we're wrong here. Maybe you weren't trying to fire photon torpedoes and we got this wrong.
Maybe he was just set faces on stun. Maybe he was just trying to...
Yeah. Matt Mays says, who says Pike doesn't complete his 5-year mission? According to the Menagerie, the events were 13 years before that. So Pike must have had 2 5-year missions. Then Kirk said he met him when he took command, and that was about a year before the Menagerie. Ryan, you responded, we are nerds, very casual fans. We will get lots wrong. We are enjoying the show, though, which I...
So I wrote that first. Now, before you get into his response, what I'm trying to say here is communication is important, you know. So open hailing frequencies. Okay. To Matt Mays. What I was saying is we're not nerds, meaning like we're gonna get a lot of things wrong. Like we've seen a lot of Star Trek, we've seen a lot of episodes, but the fact because he opens this with the statement, "Who says Pike doesn't?" Well, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I felt I would say a little combative, but it seemed a little bit combative. That's all I'm saying. We're not saying anything. We don't know what we're talking about. We are not the authority. Because then he says, according to the Menagerie, like, okay, what does that mean? Like, that's where I get lost. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. I believe that's an episode that was the original series where Captain Pike was brought up on some unreleased footage or whatever it was from the original pilot. And they integrated the original pilot with the original series. And then they made a storyline about Christopher Pike. And the actor who played Christopher Pike actually died in 1969. So they had somebody else play Christopher Pike in that episode of the Menagerie. See, I did a little bit of homework. Now, that being said, Nathan and I don't know that kind of stuff in the water. We just won't know. We know who Captain Kirk is, Spock, all the big players, and kind of their overall, who they are overall as characters. Like if you and I were to watch right now Star Trek 5, you know, you and I would be able to follow it very easily and just enjoy it. Like we just know all the beats of the characters. But I always forget kind of where it goes and who, you know, what the storyline might be. I've seen that movie probably 10 or 15 times. Honestly, I have at least 10 times. But every time I watch Star Trek 5, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing here. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what planet they go to or where it fits into the universe of things. So that's why we aren't nerds. We're just very casual fans. So we're gonna get lots wrong. But then he says, "You could have fooled me." Now, this is where it's confusing because I said, how so? Our review was extremely positive because I'm referring to my last statement, we are enjoying the show.
Yeah.
This is the English part of me because anytime like you respond to the last part of a sentence, so he's saying you could have fooled me. And my brain was, he's referring to the fact that we're enjoying the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's where my brain went.
And my brain actually read that as like, could have fooled me as being nerds. Like you guys are.
But Nathan, is he saying you could have fooled me that we're casual fans? So either way, he's responded to 3 different things that are all, how do we fool anybody? Because we aren't nerds. We are casual fans, and we are going to get lots of, so is he, I actually mentioned 4 things. So Matt, tell us what you're talking about. Because here's the thing, we aren't nerds. I mean, we don't have all the information. We are casual fans, but maybe we know a little bit more than we let on, so maybe that's the part that he's referring to.
Yeah.
We get lots wrong. Now, is he saying that we could have fooled him? Like, okay, we get lots right, so that's good. And then it says we're enjoying the show. So I'm actually, Nathan, which one is he referring to of those 4 things?
Yeah, nope, I have no idea.
Exactly.
No.
Matt, we want a response. Matt, we want you to respond. Just let us know how we fooled you.
Some photon torpedoes were fired our way here, Ryan. This is Bill Smith. He says, "You are right. You are not a nerd. But you are not that educated either. Never finished high school, huh?"
Okay, so let's respond to this one.
Okay, well, let me start with this one.
Please go ahead, Nathan. Please.
So I am educated, and I'm kind of trying to figure that one out because do you have to be Oh no, this one really just like boggles my mind. I'm trying to like figure out what is it you're attacking. Like, I get it, you're shooting these torpedoes, but these are kind of easy to dodge because I'm not sure what you're shooting it at.
That's a great analogy. That's right. We recognize that you have fired photon torpedoes at me and Nathan. Well, what is your target? Okay, this is your photon torpedo. This is me. Move it out of the way. We're not nerds. Is that supposed to insult us? No, we are. Damn it! But then he says we're not educated either. Well, hey, look, I've graduated high school. Nathan, you actually teach high school.
Yeah. Went to university. Okay.
And so, but here's the thing. My response is this: I didn't realize that we had to have any kind of education just to have an opinion about a TV show.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, okay, like I get we're being fired upon. I just don't know.
I don't. So Bill Smith, who has one subscriber on YouTube, can you let us know what it is exactly that we're not educated in? Educated in Star Trek knowledge? Okay, guilty. Anyways, but we both did finish high school. In fact, Nathan and I, we both graduated in 1993. Mm-hmm. That's right. So we finished a long time ago. And so thank you, Bill. We appreciate it. And we welcome all torpedo firings. We really do. But we want you to be more concise with your target, because right now you're shooting, but it's a horrible shot. Try again next time, Bill.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's our segments. Thanks for joining our. Well, I don't know what to call this. We'll come up with the title, but
yeah. Thanks for sticking around and listening to us talk about all the comments. Address the comments. We'll be addressing comments regularly between episodes. And if you are interested in joining us live when we record, as we said earlier, then check us out. That's the best place to watch. Anything else?
No, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to episode 2.
Absolutely. Really.